How well do you know yourself? That's right. How well do you know yourself? What is it that you like about yourself? What is it that you dislike about yourself? If you met yourself walking down the street and you walked up and said hello to yourself, would you like yourself? Sounds like a strange question, doesn't it? Let's get into it. You're listening to Lazarus Erect. Whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hebrew Israelite, or African conscious, this station is for you. These topics are designed to open our minds, to help us grow mentally, spiritually, in our families and in our communities. We would like to say welcome to our great kings and virtuous queens. These topics are designed to remind us who we are, the greatness of the true and living God. Welcome to Lazarus Erect. Would you be impressed with you if you could see yourself in second person or third person and not in first person, as we tend to see ourselves and love ourselves and adore ourselves? If we could see ourselves the way we see other people in third person outside of ourselves, what would we think about us? There's a lot of philosophy and psychology, religion, spiritualism, talking about man getting to know himself, and getting to know himself being the beginning of wisdom. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever tried to get to know yourself? You would be surprised by the number of people who don't know themselves. Have you ever seen yourself on a tape or video and you said, wow, I didn't know I looked like that. Wow, I didn't know I sounded like that. Wow, I didn't know my hair was like that. You ever see ladies when you get ready to videotape them and they run, they want to make sure their hair is right and their style is right and everything is right before they get started? Because we don't know as much about ourselves as we think we know. In fact, a lot of us know a lot less about ourselves. This is why we need counsel. This is why we need people around us to see things that we don't see. I remember going out performing. My sister would be with me and she'd always look me over. You know, tuck this in, tuck that in, do this with your hat or do this with your tie, do this with your chain, do this with your jacket. You want to make sure you're presenting the best, da, 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 da. And I'm like, wow, why are we doing all this? I think I got this. I think I got this. I think I got this. And then when she's not around and I see myself doing something, it's like, whoa, you know what? She's right. I could have tucked that. I should have did this. I should have did that. Because we can't see ourselves. We can only project what our mind believes. We can't really see ourselves. We don't really know ourselves the way we think we do. Conversation. If you were having a conversation with you, what would you talk about? If you were having a conversation with you, would it be a positive conversation or would it be a negative conversation? And lots of people that I've videotaped at parties and they say, wow, I didn't know I was speaking that much, or wow, I was really talking loud, or wow, I was really going on and on and on. Man, that's embarrassing. Don't show that to anybody. Why? Because we always believe that we're putting ourselves in the best light from our perspective. Every man's ways is right in his own mind, right? We believe that we're putting our best foot forward. We believe our conversation is the best. We believe that we look the best. We believe that we're the smartest. We believe. Have we ever took the time to think, would we be impressed with us? If I met myself, would I be impressed with me? What are the things I like about myself? What are the things I love about myself? What are the things that other people like about me? Have I talked to them about why they like that particular trait, that particular thing? Or do I assume that they just like it? People that don't like me, do I have the courage to ask them why they don't like me? Why they don't get along with me? The words I use when I speak to them, the attitude I have in their presence. Why don't they like me? As great as I am, why wouldn't they not like me? Have we ever thought about it? Have we ever found people that didn't get along with us so well and say, hey, I know our relationship wasn't that great. What mistakes did I make interacting with you? And then just learn. Just listen. Just learn. Be bold. Take the constructive criticism and grow. Are we the type that always want to be right? Are we the type that never listen to anyone else? We always want to be the speaker. We never want to be the listener. We always want to be the teacher. We never want to be the learner or the student. We always want to be the person in charge. We always want to be the leader, never the follower. Do we really know ourselves? And if we met ourselves, would we be impressed with what we see? Do we have the courage to find out? Great kings, have you asked your queens about your shortcomings? Have you asked your queen how you speak to her? Is it good? Is it fair? Is it honest? Is it loving? To our queens, if our kings came to you and said, can I speak to you about your attitude? What would happen? Would you say, sure, baby, you can talk to me about it? Or would you go, my attitude? Are you kidding? It's wonderful. How dare you? What would you do? If your spouse came to you and wanted to speak to you and help you to grow and to learn and to be better, would you be willing to listen? Would you learn? Kings, if the ladies came to us and decided to help us out and say, here is where I think you can improve, would you listen? Or would you say, that woman can't tell me nothing? Get somewhere, woman. I'm running this. Would you take the time and listen to her? To our great queens, would you listen to your man? Would you be listening, willing to listen, lovingly? Or would you go, this fool don't know what he's talking about? Would it all be love? If we met ourselves, would we be impressed or depressed? Would we talk more than we thought? Would we listen less than we thought? Would we gossip? Oh my God, the gossip. When people see us coming, if we saw ourselves coming and we were part of a group and we walked up and said, hey, everybody, would they go, oh my God, look who's here. Oh my goodness, Lord, please. Oh my God. Or would they go, hey, man, great to see you. How's it going? Come on over. Do you bring the crowd up or do you bring the crowd down? What do we know about ourselves? How many of us are willing to do the self-study, to look at ourselves, to see what our talents are, to see what our liabilities are in ourselves, in our own personalities? Would we be willing to grow spiritually, mentally, in our families, in our communities, in our churches? Would we be willing to grow? Would we? Or would we just complain and say it's the other person? It's never us. It's always the other person, the other man, the other woman. They don't know us. You don't know me. The question is, do you know you? Because you may not know yourself. It's true that that person may not know you, but you may know less about yourself as well. Maybe neither you or the other person know you. The people around you know you well enough to know whether you're inspiring or depressing. Our personalities, when we interact with the people we love, are supposed to bring people up. The spirit moves up. When you come around, are people happy or are they brought down? What is your message when it comes to dealing with other people? What is your mission statement? Are we like Jesus where we go about doing good? Is everything we do about doing good for our communities, making people feel better? Do we want the world to be better because we were there? Is that how we live? Because that's how we should be living. How well do you know you? And would you be impressed if you met you? It's a heck of a question. And only those who are bold enough and have the courage to find out what the answers are those of us who can make the difference. Those are the people who want to make the difference. Not that we will always hit the mark, but we try. As an entertainer, as a performer, as a person who's always in front of people, we practice hard. The bands practice hard. When we have people pay to come see us, we want to say to ourselves, I would pay to come and see that band. That's the question. Would I pay to come and see me? Absolutely, I would, because I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we're giving 110% to every person that has paid an admission price or who has bought our music or have come to those shows. We're giving 110%. It's full out. That's how I feel about life. Not to say I'm perfect or any better than anyone else. I'm not. I'm flawed. I make mistakes. And that's why we're having this conversation together. If I met me, would I be impressed? It's a question. I'm currently working on the answer. And I think it's a lifetime mission to work on that answer. If I met me, would I be impressed with what I see? Thanks for listening. This is Lazarus Erect.